Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a few clips that have been going pretty viral in terms of Shoto and him kind of addressing some of these situations in terms of collabs, because if you don't know, he hasn't been doing as many collabs as maybe he used to, and there are some pretty big reasons behind this. Now, we have covered one of the biggest reasons behind this beforehand with the whole Vox Akuma stuff, and there was a video that actually got very popular of him kind of being like, you know, guys, can we just stop talking about him? Like, for God's sake, it's been 2 years kind of thing, which of course was pretty ridiculous, right? And it seems like, you know, that has still affected things pretty heavily in terms of, you know, collabs and things, right? And of course, yeah, here is a couple of the clips that have come out from Vox. So let's just take, not Vox, from Shoto. So let's take a look at this and yeah, we'll talk about it.
What? I generally feel like I do enjoy my collabs with people. I feel like a lot of people can bounce off of me pretty well usually, and I don't know, it's just fun. I like talking to them. I make good content with people. I like that. But I'm at the same time, right? A big reason why I stopped doing it so often was because I'm scarred from 2022, right? I'll never be the same after that year. And two, I think with like all the bullshit I see these days with people coming out with skeletons in their closet, it's just like, damn, it makes you a little bit more scared these days. Seeing like how heinous what streamers can be. And it's like, I'm kind of comfortable with my like small group of people that I fuck with, you know? It's like really difficult to break that barrier and re-enter.
So yeah, obviously he talks about other stuff as well. You know, this isn't all about Vox or anything like that. It's also about just the kind of creator space in general and collabing with people, and obviously collabing with people that you may not know as well. And, you know, there is always this kind of situation where, you know, one of them might get into some drama, and then it's like, oh, but he collabed with Shoto, so that means Shoto must be on it, and then it spirals. Well, that's not the case. You know, you just wanted to do a fun, like, gaming collab or something like that, right, with this person, but it turns out they've done some horrible things or whatever. And again, that is obviously a very valid reason to be very skeptical and very worried about collabing with people that you don't really know. Now, of course, there is also the factor as well, because he says the fact that he likes to stick to a small circle, which obviously I can understand feels like a you know, safety bubble. But we've seen many instances of these kind of you know, small friend groups as well, also finding out that one person had a pretty, you know, big secret or whatever that they didn't tell their friends, and that can also go pretty bad as well. It's not even just a small you know, a small friend group isn't even safe, right? But you know, it is just one of those things where, you know, you got to be a little bit more careful, I guess, with who you interact with. Now, at the end of the day, as long as you don't do anything personally, I don't think anybody, you know, should care. You know, of course, some people will get dragged into drama and whatever. And again, that will just happen. People will try to blame it on him or whatever because he's a creator. They want to find anything they can to blame things on other people. And again, you know, it's, even though it's got nothing to do with them, they just played a game with them once or whatever. So again, but it is understandable. It's understandable why he wouldn't want to collab with as many people anymore due to this fact, because there's been a lot of you know, different exposures and things like that, right? Obviously we had the Sykkuno one recently, and there's been even more in the past as well, which kind of just makes you worry that, hey, am I interacting with the right person here, or am I going to be the next person that's going to be involved in a Google Docie, right? And it's true, because it's not even the fact of people associating you with that person, it's also like it being written into that doc, right? You know, maybe you have an experience with them or whatever that makes you, you know, uncomfortable or whatever. You know, that's going to be not so great either, because now, you know, you just interacted with this person you barely know, and you found out that maybe they're a bit of a weirdo, and now you're just like, oh god, this is all going to come out in like a couple months time, and yeah, I'm going to have to like put out my own experiences with this guy, right? Or girl, whoever. And of course, yeah, it is pretty interesting. Now, obviously, a lot of people asked what happened back in 2022. I just used to collab with a lot of people, so yeah, let's just take a look at this one.
I just used to collab with a lot of people back then, right? And fandoms got pissed, and
obviously he's talking about you know, 2022 in the sense of, you know, stuff with Vox Akuma was then, and he said in the last clip that he was scarred from 2022. Just as to why he's talking about it.
Like, you know, they gotta make an issue out of everything I do or like other people do. Not even me sometimes, right? It's just exhausting. It's a headache. That's all you gotta know, right? Just annoying people and annoying kids, terrorizing our mentals. It's stuff like that, right? Without going into detail, but I just think like, damn, it's hard to collab with people and like wonder if others in their respective communities are going to be normal about it, right? Because I guess like the comfort comes from me knowing that you guys will be chill about most things, right? But I can't control what other people think, obviously, and you know, I guess that's what's holding me back sometimes, right? But I feel a lot more comfortable these days. What happened?
So yeah, obviously, that is 100% valid, especially within the VTubing community as well, right? This isn't a, you know, it seems like this is a more of a VTuber issue than a content creator issue, is how crazy fandoms get whenever one person collabs with another, right? Because there's been many cases of this happening where people get a little bit, you know, stupid over it. Either they hate the person, they try to spread all this horrible stuff, whenever they're collabing with another person, or you know, you have the weird shippers as well that try to ship the two people when they don't want to be, and that is also something that happens. So again, and there's also like the parasocials as well, who you know, maybe ship them to an even further extent where they think that this is like, you know, this is the one true thing and that they have to follow this forever, right? Which of course is not the case. So again, people can get really bad, and we know that, especially as I said, with the Vox stuff, because Vox has a very parasocial audience, so they're going to protect him from other people and whatever. They're going to be protective, sorry, of him from other people. Not that he necessarily needs it or wants it, which I think is crazy. But again, that's the audience he's cultivated. We've already talked about that in another video about the audience over there. And yeah, obviously, some of those audiences tend to be very, very hostile towards anybody that wants to do a collab or anybody that wants to interact with them. And not just Shoto, it can be anybody, right? So again, yeah, 100%, I can understand that. Then the reason, oh yeah, here's another one as well.
You know, the reason why I made an Instagram was because there was this fake Instagram person who pretended to be me. They gathered, I don't know what, they like were hiding the fact that they were a fan account, right? You had to like dig deep down into the bio to figure that out. I was like, bro, this guy's pretending to be me, like copying all of my tweets verbatim, make it seem like it's actually me in general. And they had like 100,000 plus follows. I was like, bro, there's no way. And people genuinely believed it was me. So I had to like make a new Instagram account and be like, guys, that's not me. That ain't me, bro. It was like, it felt so weird because I think they were also messaging people, like messaging fans and pretending they were me too. Like, I don't know how deep it went, but that was what I heard. Again, take that with a grain of salt, not sure. So I'm like, obviously, I'm like, dude, I gotta do something about this. I don't want it to go any further. So that's why I made my own Instagram now.
That's fair enough as well. Obviously, that one's a little bit dejected from the other 2 points that we were kind of discussing, but it is also a big point as well. I guess it kind of ties in because there's a lot of parasocial fans and stuff like that who make accounts pretending to be this person, and of course it seems like they've done this to Shoto and made an Instagram that wasn't him, but you know, they were pretending to be him. We've seen this happen as well with people like Saba. You know, there's a TikTok account out right now that isn't banned yet, that is playing and asking for money for just repeats of her VODs, right? They're just repeating her VODs, content that they did not make or edit at all, and making just money off of it, right? So it's a very similar case to what Shoto is going through as well, in the sense of someone that is just pretending to be them, except this one seems to be much more successful with over 100,000 followers. And obviously, yeah, he says they were messaging people, which obviously you can see why this is an issue, because you know, what on earth are they messaging them, right? You could be creepy and weird in the messages, and obviously they're going to blame it on the real Shoto because, you know, it looks like an official account, when of course it isn't. It isn't his account, and it's just some random person that is trying to kind of impersonate him. So yeah, I mean, that is just kind of the reality of some of the issues I guess some VTubers go through. And I think it is a very important little talk there. I do enjoy these little clips. I think it was very interesting to go through exactly what he was struggling with, especially with collabs, and also that last thing with the Instagram account as well. But yeah, I mean, that is exactly why Shoto has been a little bit more hesitant to do collabs recently. But you know, maybe he will start to warm up to some more people and stuff, and maybe hopefully start to do more things. Because at the end of the day, I know there's this big negative thing, obviously, that we've been talking about, like what if someone gets cancelled, or what if someone turns back to be a weirdo? You know, that is 100% a worry that people have. But I think at the end of the day, you just gotta enjoy the time that you're there, you know, playing that game or whatever, doing that collab. And sure, if anything awkward happens or weird happens to you personally, then I think, yeah, of course, completely stop it right there, right? But you know, if you just have a fun game and you know it turns out someone in that game, you know, did something bad or whatever, that's not your fault, right? That's not your fault. You didn't know that. And of course, you know, you can only find that out later on, and all you need to do from there is just not collab with them in the future, right? So again, I think it is just something that, you know, people just need to, I guess, get used to, right? But yeah, that's about all there is for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.